everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Studios The First 10 Years Amazon exclusive Iron Man 3 3-pack. So, this is the final set that I needed. This is the Iron Man Mark 22 armor, or the Hot Rod armor. You get Mandarin, also known as Trevor Slattery, and Pepper Potts. Couldn't think of her name there for a second. So, before we take a look at these two, let's take a look at the least interesting figure of this set, the Iron Man Mark 22 armor. Before I start this, I want to say that this is the final set I needed to complete the whole diorama. So I'm going to put a picture up right here, or maybe it's going to take up the whole screen. I can't remember how I do that, of what all the sets look like. And together, they look really, really, really awesome. I don't have the Hulkbuster set. I'm just using the Age of, or the Ultron set because they both have the same picture. But for the most part, my sets are complete, and you get this awesome picture. So, now let's take a look at the Iron Man Mark 22 armor. So, you have nothing new going on here. This is just the Age of Ultron War Machine body mold. But it is also the Iron Patriot body mold. You see the feet are... Well, I'm really surprised that Hasbro didn't fix the feet. They're just swivels. There's no rocker. And he doesn't have the greatest articulation. Also, the hips on the Iron Patriot, will only move out that far. Whereas this one will do a complete split. So Hasbro did improve that, but I think I would have rather them improve the feet right here. But there's the back, and that's how you can tell they're the same. It's because they have that back piece right there where the turret plugs in. So there's nothing new on this figure. It's just a complete repaint. But where it fades into the red right here on the arms, it looks like real metal. Like, it looks metallic. And I don't know why Hasbro didn't do that for all of this figure. Right here you get that shimmery kind of plastic. It's marbleized just a little bit. But it doesn't look metallic. You can tell it's plastic. But this looks really metallic in my opinion. The red just looks really nice. I think the flames came out really clean. It just looks great. But you get up here, and it's just the shimmery plastic. It doesn't really look metallic at all. I'm not sure why Hasbro hasn't been using... I don't know if it's just the plastic or the paint they used on the legs right here, the lower legs. But Hasbro needs to do that with all Iron Man figures, because I'm tired of them not looking metallic. I mean, yeah, there's those higher-end figures that do look metallic, but when Hasbro can do this, I feel like they should be utilizing that. Like, not just painting Iron Man flat red and flat yellow. So now let's go over this Iron Man's articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look back all the way. It can look down all the way. You do have to kind of force it down just a little bit. He can move his head side to side. He has swivel shoulder pads that can move up and down. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can only move out as far as his shoulder pads will go up. I mean, they can swivel all the way up, but you'll probably break the shoulder pads off trying. He has swivel at the bicep, double-jointed elbow. Started to say double-jointed knee. Swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has ball-jointed diaphragm that can move back all the way. And can't really move forward. And it can move side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can do a complete split, which is improved from the Iron Patriot and even the War Machine. I had War Machine, I just couldn't remember where I put him. That's the case with a lot of my reviews. I have the figures, I just have no idea where they're at to get them out. So instead of digging, I just try to find the second best figure. He can only kick forward that much, but he can't kick back all the way. He has swivel at the thigh that really can't move that far because it ends up hitting right here. He has double jointed knee and swivel ankle that can move side to side and really can't move up and down at all. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of this articulation. They did kind of tweak the hips a bit. But I'm still really not a fan of this figure. I would have preferred the actual Iron Man 3 Iron Man. I can't remember what armor it was. I want to say like Mark 42 or something. But that would have been nice. Mainly because I don't have that figure. And that's what I wanted. Okay, up next, let's take a look at the Mandarin. Now, Mandarin is a figure I have wanted for a long time. He wasn't my favorite Iron Man 3 villain. I'm not going to spoil it if anyone hasn't seen it, but there's a twist. There's a twist, that's all I'll say. I still like Iron Man 3, I'm just not a fan of the twist, of said twist. But this figure, before I get into the head sculpt, it was supposed to be released back when Iron Man 3 came out in 2013. 2013, I want to say. So this figure was supposed to be released back then, but just got released this year, so that's pretty crazy. So for the head sculpt, it looks very much like Ben Kingsley. Like, Hasbro did a great job. Like, all the wrinkles in his forehead, and just all of his wrinkles. And I like how they painted his shaved head, because it's shaved right here, and it's long in the back and pulled up in this knot right here. And it has some paint shading to it. And his hair right there, where it's shaved a little bit, it even has some paint variation to it. Even his beard has some gray in it. I think Hasbro just did a really, really awesome job with this head sculpt. From the prototype, I think the prototype looked good. I think it looked like him. But now with this face printing tech, it just looks like him even more. Like, that head sculpt is awesome. My only complaint is that he should have came with his glasses, because in a lot of the marketing, I think even in the movie, he wore the glasses, but not for very long. But that still would have been a cool accessory. When he was shown at Toy Fair or Comic-Con or wherever he was shown at, he did come with a samurai sword. He didn't use that in the movie, of course, but it was a cool accessory. I feel like Hasbro should have included that. Like I said, he doesn't use it in the movie, but they should have included it. And his robe right here is in like a metallic plastic, and it looks really nice. It has a lot of sculpting detail to it, too. It has texturing and some sculpting. It kind of looks like 4-leaf clovers. I think that might be what it is. But it just looks really, really nice. Even right here, you get little metal pieces. Well, it's not really metal, but it actually does look like metal. I'm just surprised at how much I like this figure. And you get his rings sculpted on, and they're painted on pretty clean. I'm surprised. Let me get it in frame there. Because Hasbro usually doesn't do a good job with small details like that. They're usually sloppily painted on. But his rings came out really clean. Right here on his sleeve, you get a little more detail. Not sure what that's supposed to be. It kind of looks like a palm tree. I know it's not supposed to be a palm tree, though. Maybe it's writing. But yeah, it just looks really awesome. Now, for his lower half right here, it uses Punisher. The Netflix Punisher. So we've seen this before. But it's done in camo. And then there's his boots. Not much more going on there. I feel like they should have added just like a wash of like light brown or something to his boots. That would have been really awesome. Also, he has this, just like a sash. I'm not really sure what it is. But it looks pretty good. Has a little bit of paint detail to it. And he also has texturing right here on his shirt too. So yeah, I'm really surprised at how much I like this figure. Like, I honestly didn't think I'd like it, but yeah, this is probably one of my favorite MCU villain figures ever. He just, and even his articulation is pretty good. He just has swivel right here, but that's because of his sleeve. You really can't move it up and down. Well, you can't move it up and down at all, it's just side to side. But that's my only complaint with this figure. So now let's go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that's on a swivel. They kind of have to move back like that, but he can look forward, or he can look up all the way. And he really can't move down because of his beard right there. But let's see. Yeah, you really can't move it. I thought maybe if you kind of forced it a little bit, it might move, but nope. It's pretty stationary because of his beard. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. He has single-jointed elbows that can move in all the way, so it acts as a double-jointed elbow. I was surprised at that, because as soon as I saw a single-jointed elbow, I figured like he could only move that much. But no, it can bend in all the way. He has swivel wrist that can just move side to side because of his sleeve there. Yeah, it's just pegged in there. It's just swivel. He has swivel at the waist that can move side to side. He has ball-jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. And he can kick back all the way, too. His robe here doesn't hinder that. He has swivel to thigh, double-jointed knee. It is pretty stiff. There. So he has double-jointed knee. He has swivel at the ankle. He can move up and down. And he has an ankle rocker. So, that's a pretty tough joint. Okay, maybe don't move that joint. I don't really think you're going to need to get him into too many crazy poses. But the articulation is pretty good. And like I said, my only complaint is really that it's really just that he didn't come with his glasses. That's really my only complaint with this figure. It is just a really awesome figure. And finally, let's take a look at Pepper Potts. Now, she actually comes with some accessories here. So, first off, let's take a look at her accessories. Now, her shoulder here is pretty gappy. And that's because she has an interchangeable arm right here. Before I switch her arm out, because I'm going to leave it on her for the rest of this review, I want to go over her articulation. So for her normal arm here, it's ball jointed that can move out that far. She has single jointed elbow that swivels side to side. She has swivel to wrist that can move side to side and up and down. So the articulation is pretty standard, but with her, she has double jointed elbow. Oh, there. So there is her with her alternate arm right there. The double jointed elbow right there. It's the Iron Man arm. Or the Iron Man armor that she has over her arm, I should say. And it looks really nice. She also comes with a blast effect. We've seen this used many times before. I'm not a fan of it, though, because she has no swivel right here on her wrist. So, she's kind of just stuck zapping her leg, and that sucks. Of course, if you put it out, then she's zapping something over here. So if you have, like, Mandarin, just have him stand beside her, and she'll shoot him. Because that's how she's posed. I don't know why there isn't a swivel wrist. Like, it's all just one piece. And if you do that, then she's going to be zapping her own head. So yeah, that blast effect is kind of useless, in my opinion. So taking a look at the head sculpt, Hasbro did a really good job with Gwyneth Paltrow's likeness. Like, I'll admit that seeing pictures of this, I was like, I don't know, maybe from some angles. But no, it really looks like her. I do feel like they went a little heavy with the blush right here, like her cheeks are really rosy. Like that stands out. It's really dark on her. But, other than that, I think they nailed the head sculpt. Like, the likeness is there. And it's one of those things the pictures don't really do it justice, you know? It's kind of one of those things you have to see it in person. But it really does look like her. Aside from the heavy blush right there. Her hair has a wash in it. And I don't know why Hasbro can't do this for all the figures with, well, I was going to say with long hair, but just with hair in general. Like, when it's all just one color, it looks a little bland. But when you do this wash, it brings out a lot of the detail, and it looks really good. But Hasbro doesn't do that for all the figures. It's usually just for the more expensive ones. I don't know, some of them I've seen have had washes, but I don't know, Hasbro kind of skimps out on a lot of that. And with the Iron Man arm right here, it looks metallic. Again, I don't know why Hasbro can't use this paint or plastic more often. Maybe it's because this is one of the more expensive box sets is why they did that. But I don't know, I think I'd be willing to pay just a little more to get a figure that looks like this. Like $30, I don't know. I think that'd be acceptable for an Iron Man that actually looks metallic. And this was kind of an odd choice for her. She's just in her bra and, like, athletic pants. I really thought that was an odd choice for Hasbro to use. her bra and her pants are just done in a flat black, like there's no paint variation to it. Right here at the waist of her pants, the black, you can tell where they cast it in black and then painted the skin tone over it. Because if you look, where was it at? Up there, you can tell that there's still some skin tone that they didn't get painted, the black didn't get painted over. You can tell right there, the paint does get pretty spotty right around her waist. And on the back, you can see the black is like spiked up right there. It is two different shades, like her skin and right here is two different shades. Like, Hasbro should make a paint that matches the skin tone that they cast figures in. That way, we don't get this. We don't get two different shades of skin tone. Like, right here at her ankles, it's really apparent that they painted it on, and then her feet are cast in the same as her arms, and her chest, and her head. But looking at her toes, they look pretty nice. I think this is the first female figure with bare feet. The first male figure with bare feet was Namor, I want to say. But I can see a lot of people kit bashing her into like Namorita or what other characters are bare feet? I don't know, but I can see a lot of people using these feet for like kit bashes and customs and stuff. So now let's go over the articulation of this figure. She has a ball-jointed head that can't really move back. Her hair does hinder that quite a good bit. She can look down all the way, but then her hair is going to move out to the side, and if you leave that very long, it's going to stay like that. So you mostly want to keep her like that. She has ball-jointed shoulders. Her left moves out that far, but her right, since it doesn't have this right here, I'm not sure why Hasbro does that with the shoulders. Makes that, like, mark right there, because that means they can only move out just that far. I hate it when they put that mark there. It hinders the articulation. But this doesn't, her right shoulder doesn't really have it, so it can move out all the way. She has swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, and that's it. No swivel right here at the wrist, and that is really irritating. She has a ball jointed diaphragm that can move back that far, and she can move down just a little bit. She can move side to side. She has ball jointed hips that can do a complete split. She can kick forward all the way. She really can't kick back at all. She has swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the ankle that can move up and down, or down and up, and an ankle rocker. So yeah, I really love this figure. I feel like they should have matched the skin tone a little bit better right here on her midsection, but it's not a huge gripe. It's really only noticeable because I have the light on. I have lots of lights right here for my my display, or not my display, for my review station right here. So that's really the only reason you can tell. I mean, it is noticeable, but not noticeable enough to, make a big deal of it. So now for some size comparisons, let's compare all the figures next to each other. Let's get Pepper right there. There she is next to Mandarin. Let's get him to stand up here. And then, oh, no, I knew that was going to happen. Here they are. Ah. It's, okay, let's try this again. Here he is next to Mark 22 armor. And I don't know if I can do it, but I kind of wanted, I don't want to knock them over. I was going to compare them next to Iron Patriot, but there they are next to each other. So overall, I really like this set. I don't think it's worth $70. I didn't give $70 for it. Like I said, I think it's nice, but I don't think it's worth $70. Especially with the Iron Man armor. Like, I'm not a fan of it at all. But Pepper and the Mandarin are really, really awesome. Like, Hasbro did a great job on those. So overall, I would highly recommend getting this set. Probably do what I did and wait for it to go down just a little bit. Don't pay full price for it. That's my advice. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.